So what do you look to accomplish with this? Like, what's next for the group? Like, what do you look to? Is it a meetup once a week?
It's once a month.
Once a month. Once a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about how you got it all laid out. Like when you came up with this, what was it going to look like when you got it all laid out? Once a month?
Originally, I thought it was going to be like a self-help like panel. I thought this was like going to be a seminar.
Yeah.
And it was going to be cute, and it was going to be, everybody nice on the flyer and all that. And that is not. That's not what happened. That's not where I want to go with it now, because I feel like where I'm trying to go with this is so internal that I don't want people to be shamed or feel like they can't react. As women, we come in, we do our hair, we do our makeup, we got to be all the way together. And I want this to be a space where you don't have to be like that at all.
I think this is a great idea.
More intimate, more comfortable, more relaxing.
I've always felt like the best way to come together as a people is for us men to have our moments where we're talking and we're helping each other, coaching each other. You kind of walked in on a podcast that we was having. And it was kind of like just something that we could all try to understand, like as far as when a bad situation happens, how are we handling this?
Right.
And then we're critiquing each other like, yo, fam, are you really doing that?
Right,
this and the third. But too often, and with social media, we're always out here telling the opposite sex on what they should be doing. I personally hate when women say a real man would. You don't know what a real man would do.
No.
And
I don't like that, because it's just like taking your perception of a man and applying it to the whole damn gender.
Right.
Like what? Like, I would never do that, and I'm just as much of a man of a nigga that would.
Right.
Which is why I said I'm kind of like fading away from Twitter.
Yeah.
Because of what I said, it was just like your random thoughts will just be on Twitter about the opposite sex, and it'd be like, fam, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing this? If somebody triggered you, an emotion or something, and you tweet it, you're sending that tweet to people who had nothing to do with that.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
say that nigga name.
Right. Say his name.
Right.
Say
Randy.
his name.
At him.
Yeah. This guy did that. But it's just like black men and men. It's like, yo, fam.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like, I want us to do better. I'm not him, but it's one of those, if it don't apply, let it fly.
Right.
But it's just social media. So many things come at you randomly. And you kind of go on social media to have a good time and laugh, but then you get hit with this. See, this is why men are trash.
Yeah.
Like for example, Valentine's Day just passed. And something happened on Valentine's Day, and this lady tweeted it about what her man did.
Right.
Like, he broke up with her or something on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And her question was, why are men like this? And I'm like, what?
Keep it on. Why is the man
that
you
nigga
were with?
did it? Like, it was him.
Keep it on him.
The dude that you were with. Why is he like that?
Yeah. Nobody else broke up with their girl today.
What about all the love? What about all the love I saw on my timeline?
Well, that's why she tweeted it. Like, oh, all this love. Oh,
I saw
balloons and flowers.
I saw wild love on social media, and now I see you, and now why are men like this? You like, huh?
Yeah, it triggered her. It
triggered her to use the word.
It's funny though, because women will use it. So when a nigga's doing good, it's my man is this.
Yeah.
My man is that. When a nigga do wrong, it's these niggas ain't shit. Like, it just get cast all the way out.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, I got, because another friend of mine, she don't listen to the podcast, so we good. Another friend of mine had inboxed me this morning, like, what's wrong with these niggas? And she went on to talk about how her guy.
Why you say that? Like, it was exclamation points in that message too?
I can hear her voice.
Yeah.
I can hear her voice. And she went on to explain to me about how her dude was on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? And she just was like, niggas, like, fam, your guy got caught.
Well, also, I think just to caveat from that, I think that part of it is us as well. We don't make certain standards for our men. Like, we spoke about this in our group, in our session. Men couldn't get away with half of the stuff that they get away with if we didn't allow it. If we didn't allow, y'all, men to talk to us on the side and have side relations, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we made certain standards and we were more transparent, like, this is what I love. I love flowers. I love balloons. I think that most men want to meet that standard that their women have for them.
Yeah.
We just want to act like, oh no, I'm good. I'm great. Figure it out. And then act disappointed later on because we're not being as transparent.
Not to make excuses for women, but isn't there like a number out there where it's just the women outnumber the men?
The women do outnumber the men. But I believe that, I mean, those are just numbers, though. Because if you think about it, not every woman is out there looking for a relationship.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Or looking for a man.
Or looking for a man.
Or looking for a man.
Hey. Yeah.
Those numbers dwindled significantly just now.
Yeah.
Those numbers just drastically dropped.
So, we outnumber, but I just feel like we're not transparent enough with ourselves within our own groups.
Yeah.
And then we definitely, as women in general, we don't give that to our men.
And that's the
then we're disappointed later.
And that's the conversation that you can have with women.
Those are the conversations that we're having.
On the flip side,
yeah.
I can have a conversation with men, and I might not be 100% on this, but this is just a thought that I had, right? Men, right? Sometimes, and I'm just going off what my friend said, like my friend, her man had 2 Valentines or something, had 2 girls. And I'm sitting here thinking,
I got 2.
Right.
So the typical question that a woman would ask is, why? So I go, even though every situation is different, why would he do that? Could it be for the fact that some men aren't honest with the person that they're dating? Meaning, you're dope, but this girl does something you don't do.
Right.
So instead of making that tough decision, you try to balance it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like when you settle, when you got so many female friends and you want to settle on one, I think that if you understand the fact that you are going to sacrifice something, it could allow you to really commit to this one. But if you're still on something, but damn, I like what she do, you're always going to have your one foot out because you're always looking for something that your main girl ain't doing.
Happening, right.
If you stop focusing on her flaws, because let's face it, a lot of women settle.
Yeah,
men don't want to settle.
Yeah, this is true.
A woman will settle for a man that can't do everything, but she'll work with you.
Yeah, this is true.
We don't want to work with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
I had to get at one of my boys. I ain't telling why, but I had to get at him because he was just like, yo, you get dressed up, I'm going to zoom in and look at your feet. I said, fam.
Well, I know who you talking about.
Seriously,
I said, fam. I ain't go all into it, but I'm like, yo, fam. Do you know how much women got to go through to get ready?
No, they
understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, fam, like,
I mean, but if he don't like your feet, he don't like your feet.
But he said no foot fetish. So
he's looking for the flaw.
You're looking for a flaw.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So that he could be like, that's not.
If you ain't sucking toes, brother, so he said he does not have a foot fetish, meaning he just wants her to be perfect.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you
ain't been to have a pedicure, never.
Hold on,
or whatever.
I mean, yeah, but I would prefer the toes to.
I understand that.
Pretty toes are cute.
They are.
He
They
ain't
are.
saying that.
He not saying that.
I'm just saying.
He's saying from head to toe, you need to be on it.
Y'all saw we all saw Boomerang. Come on.
But I was going at the Meg.
He had a foot fetish, though.
He has a foot. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a
He did
difference.
have a foot fetish. You're right.
I'm also talking about the Meg Thee Stallion situation. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but it was the G-Eazy situation a few weeks ago where she was sleeping. Well, not sleeping. My fault. She was flirting with the white boy on camera.
Okay.
And everybody was like, "Oh man, the white boys is winning or whatever." So what some guys did was zoomed in on her feet, and they didn't like it. They was like, "Oh, we don't like Meg Thee Stallion anyway." And it's like, "Fam, we reaching."
Seriously?
You see, that's what they did. So for me,
that's what social media.
That's what social media does.
Well, that's the power of knocking down someone's, like trying to dim someone's light as well. Like a lot of people use that for social media just for that cause. Like it ain't as great as you think because look at those. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile,
no, that woman was to approach you right now.
If she
Niggas
was
ain't
to
looking
just
at
say
them
hi,
toes.
you would be
Meg
like,
Thee Stallion is fire, but for you to pinpoint that, it's just like, what if everything else is great?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Men, some men,
I can work with them feet, baby. You know what I'm saying? They ain't the best toes, but
they not the best.
They invented
but
socks.
You Meg Thee Stallion,
right?
You got the $1 million knees. Like she gets, like she can do everything else.
Right.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like I said, women will settle.
Yeah,
because we'll be trash, but have some qualities. Meanwhile, we'll be like, nah, she got to be perfect, and then we're still not perfect.
That's true.
So,
this is true.
Your group, I think, like I like what you do there, and that's why I always felt like men and women need to build with each other before we can say, hey, let's have like battle with the sexes type of vibes.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? To me, like they're cool.
Yeah,
but let's work on ourselves.
I always felt like it was better. Growing up, I always felt like I lacked an older black male around to have these types of conversations with. So then you have these conversations with your friends, and these niggas don't know shit. So y'all both going back and
blind
forth,
line.
spitting gibberish back and forth. Man, I ain't call that bitch last night, nigga. What? You crazy? Nigga, what? You may call that bitch. Ain't nobody saying that you better call that bitch back. That's a good girl. You want to get it. Niggas going to encourage the bullshit. So too often, that's been a narrative that's been pushed for too long. And even at some point, if there was actually somebody that was trying to tell you the right thing to do, you was too ignorant to it. You thought the nigga was hating. Yeah, that nigga know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? You just disregarded.
Talking about his girl got pretty toes.
Right.
My girl not to have pretty toes.
Yeah.
But also, the thing with that too is, with me introducing things into the group, these issues, my goal is to have a counselor or an expert in that field, because we could all day long be like, girl, this is what you should do.
Yeah. Right.
But, you know, sometimes it's like the blind leading the blind.
Okay.
We want to make that space open and safe and transparent enough for you to say, these are the thoughts that I have, but for also someone else to come in and say, and I totally understand where you're coming from, but have you tried X, Y, and Z?
And that's dope, because what you're basically saying is you're going to have like an expert on all of these topics that you bringing up, meaning, we're going to have self-defense, but I'm going to let the teacher teach it.
Right.
We're going to have these therapy sessions, but I'm going to bring in the therapist.
Yes.
Okay, so that's basically what I'm reading. Like, you're not going to be the end all, the be all.
Oh, no.
Like, come to my class, because I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you how to
girl,
fight.
I got it together, girl.
I'm going to show you how to cook.
Right.
Everything. I'm going to show you how to dress. It's me.
Right.
I'm going to show you how to garden.
And I'm trying to, get from our local expertise. So also that helps them. Like, my trainer, the woman there, we have Arlie's Raw Foods, but we have a really dope woman here right in Trenton, New Jersey, and Jerry. She does the raw juices and blends, and she's taken all of these holistic classes, so she can literally tell you what this stuff is doing inside of your body, as opposed to, girl, it tastes good, and it's going to help you. You know what I mean?
Do you know what makes?
Wow. No, go ahead. I'm saying.
You know what makes what you're doing great, and I'm even going to pat myself on the back. Ourselves on the back, like what makes us great and what makes people who are willing to have these conversations great. The conversations that we're trying to have are going to be, I would say, wars. I mean, they're going to last a long time.
Yeah.
And we might not even see the benefits of what black love can be.
Yeah.
But we got to start it.
Yes.
We got to start that conversation.
Yeah.
And it might not be in our lifetime.
Yeah.
It might not be in our kids or, going further. But if we start having these conversations, how we can come together. Because my whole thing is this. Like, I started having sex early, started loving, I thought was love early. Mm-hmm. Who actually taught us how to do these things? Like, we can say as kids, we were emotional about being fatherless or mothers not having nobody around, and women can be fatherless. Like, so now you treat your man like your dad. Or we might not know how to treat our girls because we didn't have the structure. So we're all out here being toxic to each other. Yeah. Because
it's taught. It's not generational. Right. It's taught.
See how that saying came back full circle?
Okay.
I give you that. Right, I give you that. And your lap.
And you dropping gems. And she dropping gems. And she dropping gems. Nigga. Right, because we're out here trying to learn. Like, for example, I'll be honest, like, one of my biggest goals in life was never to get married, was to be a good dad.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, I just had this conversation where women are taught to attain to be a wife and a mother, but men aren't taught to be husbands.
Yeah.
Like,
growing up,
it's real. Nobody says, find you a good woman, start a family, build this thing. And then I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine, and we were talking about, like, just like we were talking about Game of Thrones, actually. Reality. Okay.
Minus season 8.
Right. But he was just saying, like, they were going to war for no reason, like killing. And I was like, but no, they weren't, though. But actually, they weren't. They were going to war for legacies. Literally, they were going to war for things that they would never even see, for their grandchildren to be straight.
Yes.
And that has been lost on us.
Yeah.
So there you go. Another one. You can have those. Those are free.
She keeps dropping them She's dropping them gems.
Right. So we have to get back to that, but not just wealth building, but emotional building and well-being.
But that goes back to what I was saying earlier, man. The OG niggas, Nigga, shit, nigga.
We got to become the OGs.
Right.
We the OGs now.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
right.
Shit, that's
I mean,
just
I'm
fucked
not
me up.
claiming that.
God
I'm
damn
not
it.
claiming that.
You're an
I
OG.
said
That really just fucked me up. I wasn't really willing to accept that.
We the
statement.
OGs.
I'm
Just
not.
a little-
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Oh, see?
You are OG. Nigga, your son
Listen.
is 22. Like
He's 18, man.
my son is 3.
Listen.
Like, I'm kind of like,
Listen, there's a void.
Yeah, and it has to be
Who's
filled.
gonna do it?
Right. But also, more importantly, also the narrative that I am pushing, and I'm pushing, and I know I'm gonna get some pushback. But I think it's being lost that men are the head, and we are the neck.
Explain that, because I have a different theory on that. I think I said it, and people don't agree with me. I don't know if you agree with me either.
Well, I have a theory that, and it is not just you the man, so you need to lead, but we need a leader. And for a long time, women had the narrative, period. We talked about it on the last episode I was here, that it's been pushed for us to be the leader, but that's out of order, in all honesty. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things, women have felt that they need to become the man and the woman, mentally and physically. So we're teaching our children that same thing, but you have to separate it. I'm not a man. I can't raise a man. I can raise a child.
Yeah, I think you're going to get pushed back from that.
Oh, I know.
Because
I already know.
That's where some people are.
Yeah.
Like they can't, because when we say head, it kind of, some people may take it as you're putting the woman down.
Oh, no, not at all.
I know you get it.
Yeah.
But some people might say that, and you're not.
And I used to have that tunnel vision, though. I grew up with my father as the head of my household. So, I used to have that tunnel vision. And it's not just about making a man feel better and making him feel like he's the greatest thing on the earth or anything like that. It's about the leadership that you're showing your children. Mm-hmm. It's not just about, you can be a strong woman and you could be recognized as a strong woman. Now, if you don't initiate that in your own household, that's your error.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? And that's where accountability comes in. Like, you want
to know what's crazy though? Because they say like the man is the head, but a head needs a body. A head is no good without a body.
A head needs a neck.
And how many households have we seen to where the man was the man, but if the woman didn't give the last approval, it wasn't going down? You see what I'm saying? So it's not about a man running his household and he is.
Right.
I like the head and the neck analogy. It's like, she's controlling where their head looks. Like, nigga, over there. Yeah. Oh, that. Hey, nigga, what the fuck? Now you can take action as a man.
But how many times have a man has an idea, but the woman was the one to put it together? You see what I'm saying? So yes,
most of the time,
you can be the head because it's there. I got this idea. I can go, listen, I can meet somebody today and tell her all my ideas.
Right.
And she'll put it together for me. Mm-hmm. And you like, God damn, why didn't I think of none of this? Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, so the head needs a body. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to stop thinking that just because he's the head means that this is his house.
It's the top.
And when he speaks, everything he says happens or has to go. It's not. It's not like that.
I think we've all known that it's the women that kind of like. She might got to go hard.
You ever called a married nigga like, yo, bro, I'm trying to
tonight.
Hey, all right, I'm gonna hit you back in a few minutes. All right, I'll let you know. That means I had to check with my motherfucking wife, bro. That's what that means.
First of all, I gotta check with her. Then we gotta check our checking in status.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we gotta figure out what's going to happen.
Yo, bro, you mind if I come over? Hold on.
Let me check.
Hold on, I'm gonna hit you back real quick.
I don't know if y'all seen the latest Kevin Hart documentary. Mm-hmm. But one of the scenes, Kevin Hart just wanted to go to Vegas randomly, and one of the dudes
Spanky.
He was newly married. He was like, Kev, I can't just do that. I can't
just jump up and go to Vegas.
I don't want to do it, but I can't do that. You understand what I'm saying? So but I get why you think, well, we know why you're going to have a hard time getting that across. But it's the conversation that has to be had.
That's why we have to break it down in pieces first. That's why we got to start with ourselves first, and that accountability, and that's why I'm starting with mental.
I want to spin back a little bit about the women on social media.
Hold on first, before you go right there real quick to touch on that, and that's what the whole neck and body thing, it's instead of one person attempting to do everything, it's always better for one person to play a role in the whole thing.
Yeah.
That way nobody's overexerting themselves, nobody's feeling cheated or doing too much. Everybody plays their part. You do this, all right, bet I got this. And it's just easier to handle the load.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that in there.
But back to the part where I know women be on social media tearing men apart, and I also want to acknowledge
like hyenas.
also want to acknowledge the fact that as a collective, we do look bad out here. As a collective.
Okay.
So I'll say that, and it's been happening for a long time to that where men have been not on their best behavior. So now that we have social media, I think that the collective side of men just comes from an honest place.
Okay.
And I just want to work on it. Like, I don't want to live in that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. But hey, can you tell the name of your group one more time?
It's Hang Up Your Heels.
Ooh,
I like that.
I like the name.
Like,
Did
I
you
can see the
Google it?
logo. I can see the
did
logo
not.
in neon lights, like just a sketch in hills and red.
Well,
with the black.
actually,
I like that.
what I'm looking for, what I think I want is like a logo of literally like the woman walking barefoot. You know, she dressed to the nines, but she got the heels in her hand.
That's fire. That's
like
fire.
that.
And we're going to get a local talent to put that together.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Like, everything is going to be local.
Yes, it is.
Holla at my sister,
Homegrown.
man. She got that
Yeah,
lit.
she's fire. I sent y'all this article, but TylerPerry. Well, Little Rail has something to say about TylerPerry.
Yes.
TylerPerry. First off, let's do the backstory. TylerPerry started his own studio, and he has acknowledged that he writes everything.
Mm-hmm.
TylerPerry, for what we know, really writes for women, not necessarily
Yes.
men, but he has a thing for women, and he writes for them, right? So Little Rail goes. Matter of fact, let me find it here. It says TylerPerry is working on a show called Sisters.
Yes.
And the issue that Little Rail has is you can't write a show called Sisters if you're not a sister. Now
Okay.
you're a sister,
Yes.
and you created this group for women.
Yes.
How do you feel? How should you feel about a man telling your story? Should he hire help, especially for a show that's supposed to tell the story of the sisters?
I actually think that he should. I think
Hire help?
Yes, I think that he should hire help because I think that he believes because of his relationships with these women in his life that he's absorbing all of these things and issues and that's how he's creating, you know, all of this stuff in his mind. But he has never been in the emotional state of being a woman, so it's not true.
He's been Medea.
Right.
That's about it, though.
That's about it. But to live in here
Yeah.
is so totally different. So I think TylerPerry wants to be surfacey because it sells.
Yeah.
So if he wants to dig in depth, he'll hire those women because at some point it's not going to work anymore.
Right. I think it would be better for him to do it. I mean, when you want to produce and put forth the best possible product that you can when you're writing this script, so you go and get individuals who go and have the understanding and can write what you're trying to portray on screen. I can't write a show about sisters, bro.
Right.
You're a talented writer, as great as you are, but maybe you should write a show called Brothers.
Right.
Maybe you should just flip that whole shit over.
And don't tell me you can't write it. I think you can, from a male perspective, or why can't he just run the ship and just hire
people to
writers?
But you know what? When I heard him, when he went online into that whole spiel about why everything I saw read fear to me. He's just scared to put his baby in somebody else's hands, and the baby not come back looking like what he gave it to him.
It's crazy for him to be that.
That's what that movie Fall from Grace looked like to me. Shit.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Like Fall from. Well, I don't know why he did what he did, but I think it was like a 4-day turnaround, like five day. Like he, for some reason, he decided to film a movie in 5 days.
Well,
I think
I
that's
believe
crazy.
it was Netflix. I think,
Right,
and I think he was trying to set a precedent.
Yeah.
With his own studios, that you guys do this in your studios, and look, I did it in.
And it's about numbers.
A quarter of the time, and the numbers. I saved money. He got a bunch of other shows going on.
Because if you look at the numbers that they came back with Netflix, it's a win.
Yeah.
People don't really care about the product.
Yeah.
They just say they don't care that majority of the people have a problem with
companies.
The company.
Okay. Yeah,
the numbers.
company.
They
They don't care about the product. They care about the numbers.
The movie brought numbers in.
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
Right.
I like the movie though. Actually,
It was
I thought
cool
it was cute.
until everybody else started digging at it. And you're like, okay.
Right.
When I was watching
But
it,
it's just that's another thing of social media. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like, we don't do that to, like, there are flubs. There's literally websites for these flubs that you find in inconsistencies in movies, and it was us doing that to him. But you don't do that to freaking any other movie. Okay. Like, collectively,
I do that to all the movies.
No, I mean collectively digging through them. You know what I'm saying? There are people who literally do that, and it's a fun thing. Like, this is the inconsistency. Our thing was like, what you say? We zoomed in on the feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
For why?
Yeah, right. For why? Right.
You saying that you enjoyed the product, but it's like the wigs. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
His wig budget was not high.
Yeah. Now for me,
apparently.
that's a fact. Like,
But what if he sourced it to a local wig maker that he changed her life? You know what I mean?
Like the wig maker might have been a black-owned business.
Right. He changes people's lives though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that, and that's all very well and grand. But if I'm taking my time to watch something, I'm strictly judging it based on what I'm viewing at this time. I honestly didn't like it.
What didn't you like about it? You didn't like the writing?
It was okay. It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't really a good movie.
It was cute for Netflix.
I thought it looked really grainy, like the way the production looked. I got a 4K joint. It didn't look 4K on my TV. It didn't look like what would be produced in 2020. It looked like it was produced more so early 2000s or something like that.
Do we have high expectations for Netflix movies? I don't look for Netflix movies to be good. I just look for it for me something to watch. Like
entertaining in the moment.
Yeah, I don't look for.
I look for good movies. I don't be watching no bullshit.
I get you, but let's just go for production wise. Like, has Netflix really given us more? Like, Netflix for me at one time was about BC label movies. Like, the fact that they started getting some good movies was like, oh man.
Well, they started making
good shows.
They started that originals, yeah.
So I just be like, man, I got something good for Netflix. Other than that, when I turn it on, I assume it to be corny to me.
Right.
But just because Netflix. Now, if Fall of Grace went to the movie theaters, I would have expected.
It used to be like that. It used to be like that for me on Netflix. But now, at this present, Netflix has set a precedent as being the fourth, like the leader in streaming movies. So when the shit is out, I'm like, okay, I'm judging it as if I'm in the theaters. Like,
really?
You motherfuckers y'all ain't broke. Y'all ain't no starter company no more. You niggas is selling out millions of dollars for these movies to get done. Why does this look like trash?
That's a fact. Okay. Well, I don't think Tyler I'm
not watching this. I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Dark. It's all. I can't even see.
I'm not gonna lie. Netflix. They did Undercover Brother 2. I watched about 10 minutes. It was horrible.
Really?
Horrible. But so we all agree that Tyler Perry should hire writers, especially for the specific needs, especially for females. Yeah. Now, if he wants, which he has not done yet, because sometimes you'd be surprised. I forgot the name of that movie, Acrimony, where he made it so that the man actually looked good in it. Yeah, was shocked. But other than that, he kind of doesn't make movies for men. Which that's his preference. That's his prerogative.
Unless he's the main beneficiary, because all those "Why did I get married?" He was always the logical one that the wrong was being done to him. Like, he ain't never do no wrong.
He ain't never do nothing wrong.
He ain't never do no wrong.
Nope. He let his girl go out and have an affair with the coworker while he's this dad at home. Get the hey, we about to move on because Tyler Perry pissing me.
He's triggered. You're triggered.
Every time I watch a Tyler Perry movie, I'm like, this shit really think he's an angel, bro. This nigga will never do nothing wrong in his movies, man.
Pick your poison.
Oh shit!
You have been offered $2 billion contracts, $2 billion contracts for your work, but the only two people offer you the contract are Diddy and Birdman. Who you picking? Now, if you know the history of Diddy and Birdman, these are two young African American CEOs who just haven't done the best business, and I don't really want to focus on the fact that they do bad business. I think all record execs do bad, most of them. But you know, we're going to talk about Puffy and Birdman. You want me to go first? I think.
Yeah, because I still don't have an answer.
I got one.
I'm scared.
It was hard.
It
was hard.
Yes,
but I would go with Puff, and I'm gonna tell you why. I haven't seen Birdman do good business with like anybody. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Hot Boys were all messed up. Yeah. Like Birdman would tell them,
they on crack.
You bought a car. Yeah. They was putting candy up their nose.
Trauma.
Yeah. Birdman would tell them, like they would want their because Birdman had them rapping about I'm a cash money millionaire. Yeah. But when they looked at their bank account, they was like, yo, we don't got millions. Right. And they went to Birdman. Birdman was like, well, you bought that car. Yeah. Like Birdman really took dudes off the streets.
He big redded them.
He really took dudes off the streets who was getting high and couldn't think for themselves and really
use their talent.
Puff Daddy, on the other hand, he took artists who couldn't develop themselves. Right. Like people said Def Jam, when they signed 112, they couldn't get the 112 that Bad Boy had because, well, it's Diddy. I put the stamp on him. Mace, who was just in the news, right? He was Murder Mace. Diddy named me pretty. He told you that.
Yeah.
Diddy put the stamp on you.
Right.
We know Big's story. Big was his gangsta ass rapper.
Right.
It was Puffy.
Who
put the
Made a
remix
commercial.
right.
Yeah.
So I just see the benefits of working with Puffy more than I do Birdman.
Yeah.
Now you can look at Drake and Nicki, but if you
That ain't Birdman.
That ain't Birdman.
No,
That ain't Birdman.
That ain't Birdman.
Yeah.
Like Drake is signed to like 4 different dudes.
Yeah.
And if you remember, Prince, the dude from Houston, I forgot his name, but his son,
Jay Prince.
Jay Prince, his son.
Mm-hmm.
It was an issue with Drake's money, so the princess was going to handle it. You understand what I'm saying? Like he tried to get Drake, but Drake got so many people around him that he probably couldn't.
Yeah.
Nicki, I haven't heard anything bad about her business, but once again, when you're Nicki Minaj and you're huge, Birdman could rob you, and you might not know it because you're getting so much money elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like Nicki, I just haven't heard Nicki having bad contract issues. That doesn't mean she doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Puffy because once again, I've never heard Birdman do good business with anybody.
Yeah. I concur. So in thinking, summarizing all my thinking, I was like, well, at least with Puffy, I'm gonna be hot. And I'm gonna have a chance to be hot with somebody else because they be like, well, she was hot with Puffy.
Absolutely.
With Birdman, I'm literally getting probably like 2 good hooks, and then I'm fading into the background.
He gonna talk shit. He gonna talk shit
and a hand rub.
Right.
He gonna talk hella shit at the end of the song, which is fire.
Yeah.
Birdman talking at the end of your song, fire.
I have to rule out Birdman. I'm scared as fuck I'm scared as fuck to do business with both of these niggas. But I won't do business with Birdman because Birdman has been more so a one-trick pony. He only got hot with who he came in with. Ever since Hot Boys went away and Wayne and his relationship faltered, he got with Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan, but they already had a wave before they got attached to Birdman, so they were who they were already. He didn't take them off the street and then build them up. Now he got another set of hot artists. So he's pretty much been just Hot Boys and Cash Money, and it's never really turned into much after that, aside from Wayne being attached to it and then establishing Young Money with Nicki and Drake after that. Diddy, again, he had his name attached to mad people. Like he's banged out hits for mad people, going back to goddamn Craig Mack and shit.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
But
rest in peace, Craig Mack.
Yeah, rest in peace. Craig Mack.
I'm just afraid of doing business, of signing with Diddy and making a record and the shit don't sell. That's what the fuck I'm afraid of. Because the nigga probably done own my publishing.
Yeah.
But you gonna get some money off a Bad Boy tour though, at least.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna get what I was supposed to get, most likely.
Yo, I was shocked when I read one time that Young Jock made like 10 million one year.
Yeah, he did.
It was like,
he was Bad Boy South.
Yeah, like 10 million. How the hell you do that?
This was that year that
he made it, but what did he get?
Well, I mean, what he doing now is a different thing.
I heard he was doing like Lyft or something, right?
He trying to get an honest buck, man. That's all I can say about that brother, man. He trying to get an honest buck.
Look.
But I'm scared, man. I'm scared of robbery both ways. You know what I'm saying? And you do have a chance of getting another hit with Diddy. I mean, with another artist off Diddy, but I don't want Diddy like on my shit like that. You know how Diddy be on everybody's shit? I'm like, nah, I mean, I know you Diddy
but
and all,
you need to take that.
I mean, yeah, but you got to be on the whole record, Diddy. Yeah. Like every song, like this ain't your record, my nigga. I'm the artist here.
At least you consistent because you was talking about Khaled talking too much. So
right,
yeah, like
this is true.
At least you consistent.
Yeah, I'm dead serious about the nigga.
You don't want nothing in.
I'm in the booth like, hey.
Nah. You know that's not how it works. Yo, lay your verse, right? And then you come back tomorrow.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? He in the studio like this and shit. Like I remixed your shit, nigga. I'm like, yo, this ain't. That shit hot, right? I'm like, yo, this shit hot, right? This is not what the fuck I wanted.
He in there dancing, he's shimmying. Like, yo, fam, this shit is ass. This shit hot, right?
Oh, man.
But you got to think about it, though. He's not a one-trick pony, though. Because look what he did with Young Nigga with Nip.
That shit was so
That's
hard.
exactly what I was thinking about.
That's
and he's not really on there.
Yo.
He in there.
And I ain't gonna front.
But
Diddy's
if he wasn't,
ad-libs,
you would not have known that Diddy produced that.
Yo.
Young nigga, I was expected.
His ad-libs on that record all the way through made that record like 40 times high. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's the one record that I actually like, yo, Diddy really did his thing on that record.
Also,
I love that song.
we can't ignore the fact of what he did for Rick Ross. Like when he got with Rick Ross, he kind of like, that's like the whole Teflon Don.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Rich Forever, Rich Forever mixtape.
He just has that talent of
that touch.
pulling those things out of you that other people just don't. He sees a different
If you think
perspective.
about it,
But then it started to look like a pattern of just attaching your name to everybody who was hot.
I don't
And
think
just
so
kinda riding
though.
the wave.
I feel like you want that call though. Like you want to be home.
Was he
and
making
Diddy
the call or were they
calling.
making the call?
I mean, either way, you want that call that you working with a legend
Yeah.
because he's literally
Diddy is a
icon.
legend.
I'm gonna definitely go with Diddy because it just seems like Birdman's strategy to make you hot, to lock you in your basement and just make you just rap. Because that's what he did to Wayne. Like one, like Juvie, Turk, and BG left. Next thing you know, Wayne had like
40
I don't know if
mixtapes.
Right. I don't know if y'all remember that BET in the basement episode where Lil Wayne was in there and Birdman was just like, nah, you ain't done. Get back in there rapping. He started rapping again.
No, I did not.
So Wayne was finished and Birdman was like, it's what we do, young. We getting this money. Yo,
you don't
shorty.
do nothing.
Yo, shorty, come spit some more. Like that's his.
And then give me a kiss.
Oh, damn. Fresher Fiasco. Fresher Fiasco. Let's talk about it, man. Fresher Fiasco. Ghosting someone is emotional abuse. For those who don't know what we're talking about, I saw a post on social media to where there was a post that's saying ghosting somebody is emotional abuse. We're grown. If you don't like somebody, just tell them. And believe it or not, there were women, all women. I haven't seen no men agree with this. But there were all women saying, I agree. If you don't want to deal with me no more, if you're done with me, let me know. Don't ghost me. You know, they all agreed. And this is why I thought that this might be something that we could talk about a little bit. So, fresh or fiasco?
I think it's a fiasco. In all honesty.
I
don't agree that it's abuse.
Well, it's social media has turned everything into abuse.
I was just about to say, we're like so uber sensitive. Like, don't get me wrong, you're going to wonder what it is. But people have their own stuff that they're dealing with. And a lot of times, once again, they weren't taught to how to deal with things or conflicts or things like that. I don't think it's like people delve into their own personal, it's emotional abuse. And he was just like, I don't really like you like that.
Right. Something happened with you.
Right. Now you're triggered.
And now you go
I'm
making
the
a post.
abuser? Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah. The only way I would say it would be emotional abuse is if there was apparently nothing wrong and there was a certain amount of time there.
And you just dip off.
And you just did. Let's say you was with Shorty for like 10 years.
Right.
Y'all, you just told
real
y'all
relationship.
Right. Y'all just came back from vacation last week. You know what I'm saying? And then she come home one Tuesday and shit is gone. Like, shit is gone and she ain't heard from you. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's
But
abuse.
if we just kicking it, we text here and there, and then out the blue, you don't hear from me no more? Nah, hell no.
I'm going to definitely go fiasco because emotional abuse could be me protecting myself from replying to that crap.
Right.
Like, I'm protecting my peace right now.
Right.
So if I don't want to reply to you.
And that's the other big thing. Protect your peace.
Yeah.
So
like,
now y'all can't do it. That only applies to women.
Yeah. Like, I've been through the situations to where you don't hear from somebody no more. You go, you must be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I put it together myself. It's not abuse. It's like, you must have moved on because we was kicking it. Like, we was fly.
Yeah.
And if I don't hear from you.
Back in the day, nigga, you got the hint.
Yeah,
Shorty ain't answering the house phone.
Yeah, because we
answering the house phone.
I was just about to say, like, come on, what did y'all do before social media?
Right.
Like, and you being able to just text me.
You ain't see her till you bumped into her at the mall.
If I beeped you, right, and you didn't answer me back, and I put the little secret code in, or remember the pagers where you told the woman what you wanted to say.
Right.
And she, when he called back, she was like, Michelle said that if you don't call her back, it's gonna be bad. And she know you over in the project.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's not emotional. Sometimes, like you said, I'm protecting my peace, and you know what you did.
And also,
and you saw the signs. Stop it.
Yes, we are adults. So we're not talking about you in a 10-year relationship and he dipped. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Forget emotional abuse. It's just messed up.
Yeah.
That's probably
you do that to me. My uncle and them is showing up.
That's probably that nigga from that Tyler Perry movie. Man.
You do that to me and my uncle and my aunt is showing up. It's gonna be physical.
If you got property with if you got kids with somebody, you got property with somebody. Right. If you got timing with somebody, you can't just dip. But if you're in the talking phase, it's just friends, and this person realizes you're not the one for me.
This ain't a good thing.
You know, I think we should get it's universal language that I think we all should learn.
It would be nice, and most times, man, nobody ups and leaves or ghosts a good situation.
Right.
Like had to been some type of conflict or conversation or something that was said or done that kind of gave you the notion that you won't be hearing from this motherfucker no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's very rare.
Like, I stepped into some stuff I probably shouldn't have, and now I'm retreating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too.
You know what I'm saying? And to save face, and who really wants to have that? It's not me. It's it's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
And who most women ain't gonna believe it. If a man really was honest, like, look, you dope, but I'm seeing like 4 other chicks.
But
oh my God, I can't believe you.
Right.
Men ain't shit.
Here's right. To piggyback off what we talked about earlier.
Right.
A real man would.
Right.
Per women. A real man would always have that conversation with you.
No, I don't think.
I
I don't look at things like that. Like, it depends on your investment, right?
Yeah.
Am I that invested with you that I'm just now going to be like, you know what? This is what I have going on in my life and blah, blah. This one with the song. Right. That's like 4 or 5 months in.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we talk about 6 weeks, and we've been going back and forth and everything, and you cool, but I hear that you live at your mama in them house, and you really don't have time to yourself, and you're in debt, and my credit score just went up.
Yeah.
I ain't willing to take the risk.
Right. Breaking up with a long breaking up with
you gotta learn when to hold.
Breaking up with your partner when dealing with them for a long time was never called ghosting. So let's not try to associate that with ghosting. Ghosting is you guys you're dating, and he or she felt like you didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
So you get the message.
Yeah.
Fresh or
and hold on, not only that, but if that motherfucker is willing just to leave you high and dry like that, then that was best for both of you.
Yes, you dodged the bullet.
If a motherfucker was just going to leave you high and dry and you thought y'all was good and they just dipped on you, they did.
That's
that
the dude that's going to leave you on the beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, just be glad you ain't get pregnant
with
first.
the bill. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Fresh or Fiasco. This is a true story, ladies and gentlemen. Fresh off, like, real coming to America-ish.
Yeah.
Nigerian prince gives up royal life to be a plumber in London. This is real stuff, fam. He went and got a job.
Hold the goddamn phone.
Wait.
Hold the phone.
You ain't see the clip I said?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you a secret, bro. I always only skim your shit. But anyway,
I know. As long as I send, I'm good.
Listen, as long as I get the gist. As long as I get the gist of what's happening. But wait a minute. So you mean to tell me
Prince Hakeem,
it's niggas over here like me, who would pretty much do whatever it would take to live the life of royalty, right? Most niggas would, most likely. Mm-hmm. And there's a guy who's on the opposite end of that equation who's been living the royal life so long that he's tired of it and he wants to be regular.
And you want to go work for somebody.
He wants to go work for. Is that what the fuck I'm hearing?
You're on the clock.
Yes.
Fiasco, nigga.
It's nothing fresh about it.
I think it's fresh. Well, this is Prince Harry right here. Isn't that what he just did?
No.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
The Prince Harry thing, to my knowledge, he left, but he's not wanting for nothing. He doesn't need a job.
Okay.
This guy, I'm big on the job part for me.
But just because it's not said doesn't mean that he needs the job.
I understand.
Maybe he just don't want to be in America and be bored.
I understand why Hakeem dad was so pissed at him now. My son works. Like I get it. I swear to God, I completely. Are you fucking crazy, boy? Get your ass in this Rolls Royce and stop fucking embarrassing me, man.
But hold on, we're saying just because they're royal that it could be a small tribe in Nigeria that Yeah, he's the chief. He's the chief's 23rd son, man. He's never going to be in the line of succession. He's never going to be the man around there.
You sure as fuck ain't gonna be the man at
Hey, he might be the man at Bob's Plumbing, though. He the top plumber.
He might be. So is Prince Hakeem, employee of the month.
Right, employee of the month.
Yeah.
So you never know. He living his truth, man.
I'm just saying it's a fiasco for me because when you leave what you left, first off, he's a 60-something-year-old man. He's not a young chicken. Mm-hmm. So when you leave what you...
Oh, he been royal his whole fucking life now.
No, he's been here like 30 years, though, I thought. I thought he came here when he was like 30.
Yeah. But he's 60-something now. Like the article just came out.
Right.
Like he's happy, I get that.
Yeah,
but it's something about like he's about to now understand. All I'm saying is when it's time to retire and that money runs dry, are you going to run back to your?
But think about it. Where he's from, he probably still is going to live like a king.
So he's cheating the game because Prince Hakeem cut it all off. I thought.
No. He just came here. He still has obligations, duties. He's just like his brother is the king. He know he ain't never going to make it. He might be like, I don't know where he is in line of succession, but. Even that, it was enough for him to risk it all and be like,
my
I'm gonna go
son
to America.
Works.
mental health is mental health, fam.
But that might be his
spoiled brat.
He might be protecting his peace.
Call me King Joffrey.
The worst,
swear to God, bro.
The worst thing, like. Now, we're only going off the coming to America scenario, but the worst thing that they did for him was choose his wife. And he just wanted to find his own love. And we thought it was just a comedy and this could never happen.
Right.
This is real.
But it's
stuff.
real, yeah.
Some people don't want you to tell, like, to decide who's the wife going to be. Right.
I wouldn't like that shit either.
I mean, once again, going back to Prince Harry, ever since he chose that little black girl, they was like, she's an actress and what title she got? Yeah. What's she bringing to the family? Nothing. Nah, son.
So you don't know about this. I don't know, man.
Right. I mean, from the minute he started dating that girl to them getting married, they changed his titles way before that because they was like, yeah.
And if
it's looking like you ain't following.
And if Prince Harry starts working at Prince Chicken, I'm going to come on this show.
Well, listen, he might own 30 of them, and he might just like going in there and being like, "Is that marinated correctly?" That's my name on it, you know.
My name on it. Now. This is a Prince's Chicken.
That's cool. Right. That's cool and all. I'm just saying, and a plumber, he getting nasty, he getting filthy.
Listen,
a plumber.
Oh, bro, you can't be a part-time plumber and a full-time chicken maker, bro. I don't want you to work.
No, we talking about the other guy.
Harry can run the chicken joint, but this Nigerian prince that we're talking about, so I don't know his name. He's a plumber, so he's actually like he just left royalty to put on some nasty ass pants and nasty ass boots and plumb the shit out of shit. So
wow,
more power to you, brother.
Wow. More power to you, definitely,
like
man.
Pipe.
Nah, bro.
Fresh or Fiasco.
Royal, nigga.
Fresh or Fiasco. I sent this to y'all Saturday. I don't know if y'all seen it, but this is true. New Tupac movie will be coming out about Tupac surviving the shooting.
Excuse me, can I go first? I'm sorry. Fiasco. It's some bullshit. This some bullshit. What you're not about to do is sing Tupac lyrics in this accent, okay? That's first and foremost. Okay, so
let me finish because y'all know.
All right.
The lead role for the Tupac movie will be played by a Mexican man.
But did you see the whole thing? Like the little clip of it?
I did.
Everybody is Mexican in it, and I love my Mexican. Right, I love my Mexican homies. But come on, dog. So you now telling me that Denzel could be in the Mexican cartel, the head of the Mexican cartel? Don't do me like that, son. Don't do my legacy like that. Nah, it's a fiasco.
That shit fresh, bro.
Really though? Seriously.
That shit is fresh, bro. You see,
so this is the Netflix movie you want to watch?
Okay. Wait. You know what I keep thinking about? Y'all know my man, the Mexican dude that praised Jesus, man. That's what I'm thinking about. Just watch. That shit would be funny.
Really? Because he want to watch the shit high. That's why.
That shit would be funny. I will cry tears of joy, bro. Fresh. I will watch that.
So not everybody.
Jesus Christ.
Not everybody thinks Tupac is dead. Some people think Tupac escaped and went somewhere to another country. And
that's fiasco.
And this movie is about Tupac surviving the murder and going somewhere else, changing his name.
It's fiasco because it's like
the man died.
How long y'all gonna keep trying to get money off this man name, dog? Like,
also, it's a fiasco for this reason alone. like the article that I was reading was, because the last Tupac movie had some hiccups. Like there's some things they couldn't do because Afina was alive. But now that they're saying that Tupac mother is passed, the floodgates are going to open with what they think, everybody's opinion. Of course, Tupac mother was always here, like Biggie's mother's here. Like you're not going to put anything out without me approving it, or you're going to get sued. I think there's so many Tupac and Biggie movies or stories out. But
I wish we get a good one. I want a good one. Yeah, he had a daughter.
He did?
Yeah.
Pac
had a daughter.
I got to Google that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Daughter.
I didn't think he had any kids.
I didn't think he had kids. But now that...
Or a goddaughter. Maybe that's what it is.
Probably. But now that, Tupac mother has passed, we're going to start seeing the floodgates open about some just crazy stuff about what they think happened with Tupac. Because who owns the estate now? Tupac's mother owned everything. And, Suge Knight's not here either to, say, hey, that ain't happen either, because that was his thing with the
NWA. I ain't getting enough money off that. Y'all can't do it.
Right. So it's a fiasco.
It definitely is.
Let the man rest in peace. Tupac ain't coming back, man.
And if he is alive, man, the nigga obviously fooled everybody. Leave him alone.
But for me, 25 years, eventually I would be like, all right, listen, guys, I'm back. Listen, because eventually you're going to be like, all right, I'm bored over here.
Nah, man. Can you imagine, my nigga, if we woke up tomorrow to a TMZ report of a live Tupac video, like an actual nigga, that shit would be mass fucking hysteria.
Yeah,
nobody wants that.
It would.
He probably sitting in his cave watching this shit like, see, these niggas still, I ain't ready to come out yet. These niggas still out here wilding.
Not in the cave.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't coming out that bitch yet.
Not in the cave in Mexico.
Fresh.
Jesus Christ. Nigga was pop like this shit. Like, yo, this shit crazy, man.
Fresh or fiasco, man. It's face tat week. Ugh. Chris Brown gets a new face tat of a Jordan sneaker on his sideburn, jawbone. The Game gets the number 8 Kobe Bryant over his eyebrow, and Amber Rose gets her kids' names tatted on her forehead. Fresh or fiasco? What we doing?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Ooh, talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, this is just foolishness. This is straight foolishness. There is literally not a rhyme or a reason for you having a Jordan booty on your face.
A Jordan shoe.
It looks like
booty.
a booty.
Are you talking about the shoe?
Yeah, it looks like a Jordan booty.
My bad.
Like your baby.
You said Jordan booty, so I'm thinking.
You went somewhere else. My bad.
Baby shoes.
Baby shoes.
It looks like a baby. I didn't even think it was real at first, actually. I literally had to zoom in on that because it did not look real at all. I thought it was like maybe airbrushed or something, or because it didn't even match the other stuff that was there. Right. It's just a fiasco. Why? Why come? What does it do for you?
I'm going to go fiasco, but I can say rappers, people like The Game and Chris Brown. So many tattoos. It's like, if you have an addiction for the needle.
Yeah.
Let's say some people do.
Okay.
Where are my new tats going to go? Like, where was a rest in peace Kobe going to go for Game? I think he's tatted all over.
True, but I mean, I'm sure it could have went some on your face though. Like,
but he's just been a weird, like, I don't want to associate dyeing your hair blonde.
Yeah.
Because he now has like the blonde hair. I remember one time, a few months ago, he was looking like Nipsey. Because a few months ago, he had the cornrows to the back.
Yeah.
And then he put like prolific or something on his face, I think, or was it?
Yeah.
So he's going through an identity crisis. Now he's got a Caesar with blonde hair with 8 across his eyebrow. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go fiasco just because I'm not from that era.
Yeah.
Like, this face tattoo thing is here, but I'm not part of that. Yeah. Amber, let's not forget Amber Rose. Like Chris Brown.
She just need.
Yo, Juntao gotta chill out, man. I remember Juntao from Rush Hour 2?
Rush Hour?
That's who Amber Rose looked like. Juntao.
And then she had the nerve to say Kobe, it was inspired. Then she had the nerve to say it's inspired by Kobe Bryant.
Putting her kid's name across her forehead was
because
inspired
you're not promised tomorrow. I don't know how they match. I don't know how they cause it.
You're not promised tomorrow, so tat it on your face so I know it's real.
Ooh. Why your kid's name on your forehead?
Like them ninjas, are they reading this? Like, so every day they look at you, they're gonna feel the love.
Forehead though, and it's not like it's like small
it's all the way
and
across.
cute, like
it's literally
across her hairline and small. This shit is big ass hieroglyphics across her fucking forehead.
It is. It's big.
Where her kids' names, like it's. First of all, why you put yourself through that pain to look stupid?
Yeah.
Not promised.
Right.
And then
it's crazy.
The not promised tomorrow thing, like tattoos, let's not give them more power than
Right.
Like, be a mother. Like if something you're lacking, not saying that Amber Rose is a bad mother, but if you feel like you're lacking something, because
the tattoo ain't gonna help you be a better mother.
It's not.
Because the Kobe
it is not gonna make her kids be like.
If the Kobe situation woke you up to be a better person, well, I got a tattoo on my forehead. That makes me a better person. No, that shouldn't be the direction that you went in. If you feel like that you're not promised tomorrow, and you can show your kids a little more affection, let that be in the physical. Right. Not saying
because that's what they're gonna remember. They're definitely not gonna be like, because my mom had her tat.
Bitch done got her kids tatted, name on the tat on their forehead, and then 5 minutes later after the tat done, the kid like, "Mommy, I'm hungry. Well, go fix something to eat. Mommy got a headache." When that stupid ass tattoo,
God, they always want to eat.
Right? Like, no, man, no.
Honestly, it's hard for me.
It's the worst tattoo I've ever seen. The worst spot ever.
It's hard. Should we understand though that we're just in a different era where the face is just a target for some people? Like, you want a tattoo, the face is an option. Like, 'cause Amber Rose might have 1 or 2 tattoos, but she has
she got a bunch.
Yeah, she has a lot.
She got a bunch. Like, she completely sleeved up, like on all her shit.
She could have put it somewhere.
Her arm ink is fire,
but she still had room.
Yeah,
right. She could have put it somewhere else.
She could have put it somewhere else.
People are just walking around wearing their pain. On their friggin' faces.
And I've seen other
instead
tattoos.
Of self-expression.
I remember back in the day, like, the only niggas who got their face tatted was gangsta ass Mexican dudes.
That's true.
Like, all of this shit. When you see a nigga with all of this shit tatted, that wasn't somebody you wanted to fuck with.
Right.
Like,
and plus,
but that was like a warning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That literally was like, you know who you were dealing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In case you didn't know. You knew for sure. So what is this now?
And also
in this era,
like Birdman was one of the first ones.
This nigga got his whole head
where he tatted, and it was kind of like when you do that. What did he say?
He said, "What the fuck is up with Birdman? Nigga got the fucking red star title on his head. Nigga like a fucking Heineken bottle. He like a fucking Heineken bottle, son."
But didn't he get some of his tattoos removed? Right?
Birdman?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought he was getting them removed or thinking about it.
But my thing, I think it's teeth. I think he was getting the grill removed.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes,
I think it's the grill. But what Birdman said was, when you commit to that, it's no turning back for you. Meaning you can't go get a job. You have to go get it.
Yeah.
But for people like Amber Rose who ain't working, like, you don't need further commitment that you're out here in these streets.
You need a different kind of commitment.
Yeah, like that's what that kind of meant at the time. Like, once you start putting tats on your face, you know damn well you can't go to McDonald's.
Yeah,
like, you really gotta put your pedal to the metal.
Hopefully, it was never in the cards.
Yeah,
the moment when you had made that decision, you knew where that bread was coming from.
Yeah,
you know
I hope so.
But that's a far-fetched analogy. That would be a perfect world.
You got the fuck is you doing?
We're far from that. No, I do not have a fuck is you doing this week.
Yeah, we about to definitely dip in a bit, man. Kia, please, one more time, tell the people about your group. And
how they can
get in contact with you. How they can, for people that's not in Trenton.
Okay.
Like, you said you recorded it. Is it always going to be recorded?
We're going to record the visual presentations, like, the guests that come in. I'm never going to record our conversations and talk. We actually are doing NDAs, non-disclosures, so that people can feel more. I don't want
work telling my business.
Right. I don't want anyone ever thinking that, I don't want to see a post on Facebook about what we talked about intimately in our group. You know what I mean?
They posted while we're in the room, like, this.
Right.
Like,
right. That's not going to happen. So I'm making right now, I don't have the page up yet, but you can hit me up in my inbox, Aarokia McNair. That's AAROKIA. McNair, MCNAIR. And most women have just been inboxing me. And we're going to start the group there as well, so we can have those intimate conversations, and it doesn't go anywhere, so they can feel protected. But my goal is to start a fire, so that you're not in Trenton, New Jersey, but maybe you want to do this in Pennsylvania, and start a plan.
And I just thought of something.
To pass that on.
We should link up.
Okay.
If any of the women are interested in home workouts.
Oh, yeah.
I can be the guy to help them out.
Because
I know from my experience, and I could be wrong, but black women going to the gym could be a time thing, or it could be I don't want to go out there yet.
Yep,
you understand what I'm saying?
both.
So if you want to be home and you want to get your workout on, I got some workouts. I want to help people. So if you're, so me and you could talk.
it should be in our next session because it's going to be called Inside Out. Okay. So the next one is, like I said, it's going to be the inside out before we get to the physical.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to give us I don't think that we really know what's going on with our bodies and how to deal with the changes that we go through. You know, when you was 25, you could eat.
I'm all about talking about this American diet.
It's terrible.
This diet, it's a lot of, if we actually ate right, we be more emotional state.
It's true.
You got to see what they feed.
We can talk on about this. Me and you going to talk about what they actually bring to.
You got to see what they feed kids lunch overseas compared to what they feed kids lunch in America.
Oh yeah.
It's
a lot of people are more. A lot of families. A lot of people are more disciplined than us because we'll use the excuse of we had a long day at work, so we gonna pull into McDonald's.
Yeah.
Drive through when we already know what they cook with the fries, what they cook with the burgers. So just a conversation that once again that we can just have with each other.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this was episode 173, man. We got Kia in the building, man. And yeah, peace out.
Deuce.